It's still cold. Yes. So, put your coats on if you need to. I won't take it personally. So this is the second Sunday of our Lenten sermon series on the book Divine Audacity by Unity Minister Reverend Linda Martello Whitsett. How many of you were here last week and got to hear the first part? So most of you, good. If you did miss it, you can find it in your email. I just sent it out yesterday. If you're on our email list, you'll get it through that way. And it's also posted on our Facebook wall, our UCCM group Facebook wall. And that way you can kind of catch up. But today, I'm going to move into talking about 2 of our 12 spiritual powers. Because truly to express the truth of who and what we really are, divine beings, we need to learn about these powers, how to acknowledge them, activate them, and express them. Now, from last week, anybody remember what I said audacity means in terms of how Linda's using it in this book? It's about being spiritually bold, being brave, being fearless, standing in the truth of who and what we really are. She says it's being bold, arrogant, and willing to go against the normal restraints. And so this is not always an easy path, but it is a path that each and every one of us are called to. One of the things that Linda talks about is that we can know the truth, but there comes a time in our life when we have to be the truth. Yes? And so that's what this process is all about. That's what this journey through this sermon series and journey through this book is about. Linda challenges us to say and to claim, I am the light of the world. So let's say that together. I am the light of the world. I am the light of the world. It's challenging us to be that. To not just say it, but to be it. It's challenging us to act from the awareness that there's no separation between us and the divine. None. And in fact, it's challenging us to know and believe that we are the divine in expression. Pretty big stuff, huh? That divine presence is individualized in each and every one of us. And all we have to do is wake up and realize it. Become conscious instead of sleepwalking through life. To fully realize our divine nature. And the best way to do this, folks, is through the activation of these 12 spiritual powers. So each week, like I said, I'm going to be talking about 2 of these powers. Today, you would think it would be love, but it's not. Can't help that it's Valentine's Day today, and we're singing about love, meditating about love, and that's wonderful, because that is one of the powers, and we will come to that. But I'm going to start with faith and understanding. Faith and understanding. Faith is one of the 12 powers. I'm going to start with faith first. It's one of the 12 powers that is inherent in each and every one of us. It's really part of our DNA. A lot of folks say, oh, I just wish I had more faith. And I know I'm preaching to the choir here. You've heard me preach about faith before. You have 100% capacity for faith right now. But you need to acknowledge it and understand it and realize it and express it in a spiritual manner, in an awake and aware manner, rather than having it be activated unconsciously. Because we're already putting our faith in something. For many of us, it's in the external world. It's in what our 5 senses are telling us about that world. Right? Ultimately, we have to learn how to be it. Yes, be faith in expression. It's recorded in the Christian Bible in the letter to the Hebrews, chapter 11, verse 1. Apostle Paul said this. Saint Paul, however you refer to him, Paul. Whatever. He said, faith is the assurance of things hoped for and the conviction of things not seen. Charles Fillmore, the co-founder of Unity, taught us that faith is the perceiving power of mind linked with the power to shape substance. So before you go to sleep, we're going to explain what that all means. Folks, faith is that quality in us that enables us to look beyond the appearance. Are you getting that? Beyond what our senses are telling us our reality in this relative realm, in this physical realm. It takes us beyond that. It allows us to take hold of a divine idea and believe in it. Have faith in it, have assurance, conviction that this is so. Even though all the physical evidence is contrary to it. So this is a mighty, mighty power. Jesus didn't go anywhere without this power. Anybody know who represented this power in the New Testament? Peter. The 12 disciples, folks, are metaphysically representing these 12 powers. He never went anywhere without Peter, John, and James. That was faith, love, and wisdom. But we'll get to love and wisdom another week. But faith is crucial. It's located right here, the crown of your head. Okay? Your connection to the divine. Through the spiritual power of faith, we know with an inner knowing that the truth has simply not yet expressed in our manifest world. This is so key to what's going on right now for Unity Center of Central Massachusetts. We had a year where from January through October, we were in strong financial shape. At the October congregational meeting, we all voted in a budget for 2016 that was going to raise all the salaries of the staff by 10%. And then, November, December, January, something changed out there, right? And all of a sudden, the finance team is meeting and saying we have to slash all the salaries of the staff by 10%. We're in trouble here. And so, here we are in a situation making decisions and judgments based on the external, on the appearance of things. Even in the physical realm, you say, well, 9 months we had this situation, 3 months we have this situation. Which do you believe? Are you following me? These principles are for you and me. It's not about this. It's not just about this spiritual community. One of the things I've been talking to the board of trustees about is if you don't get this for this community, you don't get it for your life. Are you prosperous? Are you not making ends meet? Are you in debt? Are you living paycheck to paycheck? Because this community is just an expression of our consciousness. That's all it is. And so I would think each one of us would have an incredible investment to understand this, to get it, to activate and express our faith, right? Because this is not just about UCCM, it's about our own individual lives, our own divine inheritance. So Reverend Linda speaks about 3 things that define our faith. 3 things. If we can really start to embrace these ideas and integrate them and understand them. The first is perception. Perception, folks. Everything is perception. Perception has to do with how I look at the world around me. Do I look at the glass as half empty or half full? Do I describe the day as somewhat cloudy or partly sunny? Do I spend my time thinking about what can go wrong or what will go right? What will go right? Reverend Linda suggests that our perception is so critical to the experience of our reality. Because what we perceive and believe is going to what? Be achieved. What you perceive and believe. You could also say conceive. What you conceive and believe, you'll achieve. So it would be really wise for us to spend a lot of time exploring the question, exactly how do I perceive the world? Is it a benevolent world? Or is it a scary, fearful world? Is it a world of abundance or a world of lack? A world of health? A world of disease? What is it that I'm seeing and believing and achieving? So perception. The second important thing in faith is conviction. When I pray with faith, assurance, and conviction that it is done. Conviction. Living in conviction is living from a prepared consciousness. It's living in trust of the truth. Get it? In trust of the truth, in trust of the potential, in trust of the possibilities that exist under the surface of the material existence. So what does that exactly mean? It ties back to perception. If I perceive that underneath everything visible, there's a spiritual idea. So let's take the visible. We'll go with the prosperity example. That the visible is that the savings account is almost depleted. What's the spiritual idea that underlies that? There's unlimited abundance in the universe. There is no lack, no limit, no depletion in the divine. That's the spiritual idea. Then I can use the perceiving power of my mind. Remember Charles Fillmore talked about faith is the perceiving power of mind linked, right? And link it or connect it through the power of faith to that invisible spiritual idea and shape it into manifestation. Do you understand your power? The power of faith is to take the divine idea, link it, take the existing situation and link it to the divine idea and shape your substance, shape it into manifestation and demonstration. This is how it works, folks. If you are focusing on the lack, what are you shaping into manifestation? More lack. I got an email last week from one of the board members telling them, again, I've been spending 3 weeks teaching these principles, and I'm reminded that we're financially in lack by a board member. I do get that. Sometimes I'm just like, what am I doing? Spitting in the wind? I don't know.
Is this what Jesus said?
I know, Jesus said the same thing. He got so frustrated with his disciples, so I'm into the company. Living in trust. Living in trust is living the way I would live. Get this. Living in trust is living the way I would live as if the actual fulfillment of my heart's desire already is. Did you hear that? Not when it will be. I live as if it already is. That's what this is about. When Arlene and I started the Spiritual Center all the way back in 1996, we didn't even have a place to meet. There was no money in the bank account, no congregation. We met on the back porch of my house in Spencer, inviting all our friends to join us that were not Unity people. Just come. Study meditation with us for a summer. But we had the spiritual power of faith. You see, each one of you here today is the manifestation of that divine idea back in 1996. That's how it works. Folks, we have the promise that when we have conviction, we will advance confidently in the direction of our dreams. You know, when Unity ran out of money in the Depression, they were building Unity Village in the late 1930s, and you know what happened. And they had to stop all building at Unity Village and return their offices back to Kansas City. And somebody said to Myrtle Fillmore, "Oh, I hope the money holds out." And you know what she said? This is classic. It's one of the legends of Unity. What did she say? "No, I hope our faith holds out." So, conviction is about advancing confidently in the direction of our dreams, living the life we have imagined. And by doing this, we will meet success unexpected in common hours. In other words, with right perception and steadfast conviction, we will succeed. Did you hear that? With right perception and steadfast conviction, we'll succeed beyond imagination. The third and final thing that's so important to faith. How am I doing? Oh my God, maybe I'll just talk about faith today. All right, it's okay. This series can go on and on, can it? I'm just going to talk about faith today because it's 11 o'clock. You're like, thank you, BJ. What's the third and final thing about faith? It is expectation. Expectation. Charles Fillmore wrote in his book entitled The Atom-Smashing Power of the Mind, when trillions of cells in one's body are roused to expectancy. I love him. By spiritual faith. Trillions of cells in your body are roused to expectancy by spiritual faith. A positive spiritual contact results and marvelous transformations take place.
Where'd you get that on those?
That's from the Atom-Smashing Power of Mind. If you haven't read any books by Charles Fillmore, the co-founder of Unity, read that book. It'll blow your mind. The Atom-Smashing Power of Mind. 3 weeks ago, I began a study group, right? On what book? Your Invisible Power by Genevieve Behron, the only student, the only pupil of Thomas Troward, a great metaphysical teacher out of England. And in a way, I believe this study is creating a type of virtual mastermind group. We have 20 people, 21 counting me, where we're praying and affirming and declaring and expecting what? The highest and the best for the Unity Center of Central Massachusetts in our own lives. And I believe with unwavering faith and assurance, folks, that it will be so. Folks, the power of faith is about right perception, steadfast conviction, and enthusiastic expectation. Are you enthusiastically expecting the best?
Yes.
For yourself, for UCCM? I am. And I will not give any power to someone declaring it other than that. No power to that. Negativity. Reality. Reality of the third dimension. Poof. Everything in this physical realm is temporary. In the absolute, it's permanent, unchanging, unwavering. The truth is that we're prosperous beyond measure. Beyond measure. So I'm going to read you something that I just love. How many of you have the Lenten booklet? Do we have any more in the bookstore, Jen?
I actually didn't order them.
You have what?
I didn't order them.
All right. You can get this directly at Unity, okay?
I can order them if people want them.
I've been posting it every day on our Facebook wall.
I got it online.
Our UCCM, okay, you can get it online. Thank you.
And they send it to people.
This is the Lenten book, and every day there's a powerful affirmation. Well, I want to read you the one from yesterday, the 4th day of Lent, Saturday, February 13th. It's by Reverend Pat Wiedemann. This is how I'm going to wrap up. And she writes, the title is I Am. I want you to take this in. I am. Charles Fillmore writes, I am a joint heir with Jesus to abiding life, wisdom, love, peace, substance, strength, and power. That's how the Fillmore spoke. Not that we're about to be broke. Unity co-founder Charles Fillmore claimed and demonstrated the spiritual truth of the Christ. We too can claim this powerful truth. The attributes of God are present in all of us equally and without discrimination. They are boundless and unlimited. The I am presence in you is the same that was in Jesus. Do you believe it?
Yes.
Your I am is the spiritual perfection of the Christ idea to which Jesus was completely awakened. You too can awaken to your I am spiritual identity and allow that presence to illumine your thoughts, your words, and your experiences. Jesus said, you are the light of the world. So let's say it again. I am the light of the world. And let's stand and celebrate that by singing this song. I got to go all the way to the end of my talk. You are a blessing to the world.